The tennis world is still picking its jaw up off the floor. Alex Eala has done what no one thought possible, and the numbers are absolutely staggering. While Aryna Sabalenka sits atop the WTA rankings as the world #1, it's the 21-year-old Filipina sensation who's making all the headlines with a bank balance that's leaving even the sport's biggest stars in complete disbelief. From stunning Grand Slam champions to shattering prize money records, Ayala's meteoric rise has sent shockwaves through the entire tennis establishment. And the most jaw-dropping part? Her total earnings are now approaching a mind-blowing $3 million, a figure that has Sabalenka and the rest of the WTA Tour absolutely speechless. This isn't just a Cinderella story anymore. This is a full-blown revolution in women's tennis, and it's happening right now. The tennis world collectively gasped on July 4, 2026, when Alex Eala walked onto center court at Wimbledon and did the unthinkable. The 21-year-old Filipina, ranked number 32 in the world, dismantled defending champion and six-time Grand Slam winner Iga Swiatek in straight sets, 7-6, 11-9, 6-2, on the sport's most prestigious stage. It wasn't just a victory, it was a statement. Eala threw herself to the ground after saving 4 breakpoints and converting her third match point in a lengthy final game, covering her face with her hands as the reality of what she had just accomplished sank in. Swiatek, who had been the overwhelming favorite to retain her title, finished the match with 44 unforced errors and 5 double faults. But the significance of this moment extended far beyond a single match. Eala became the first player from the Philippines in the Open era to reach the 4th round of a Grand Slam singles tournament, etching her name into the history books of Philippine sports forever. The victory sent shockwaves through the tennis world, with fans and analysts scrambling to understand how this young star had just toppled one of the greatest players of her generation. As Eala gestured for more noise from the crowd following a superb rally, it was clear that a new force had arrived on the biggest stage in tennis. The win was even more remarkable considering Swiatek had beaten Eala just months earlier. But on this day, on the grass of Wimbledon, the Filipina was simply unstoppable. Her performance was so dominant that even the world #1 Aryna Sabalenka, who watched the match unfold from the players' lounge, was reportedly left in complete disbelief at what she had witnessed. The victory wasn't just to win. It was a declaration that Alex Eala had arrived, and she wasn't going anywhere. When the dust settled on Eala's historic Wimbledon run, the numbers that emerged were nothing short of staggering. For reaching the 4th round, Eala pocketed £300,000, approximately US $396,100, the single biggest payday of her young career. But that was just the beginning. Combined with her first-round appearance in women's doubles, where she earned an additional £18,000 alongside Czech partner Nikola Bartonkova, her total Wimbledon earnings reached an impressive £309,000, over £25 million. To put this in perspective, before Wimbledon, Eala had already earned US £871,438 in prize money during the 2026 season. Her Wimbledon run added $401,022 to that total, bringing her 2026 season earnings to over $128 million. Her career prize money has now officially surged past $2.6 million. And when you factor in her lucrative endorsement deals with global brands like Nike, Babolat, and Philippine food conglomerate Nutrieza, her total annual earnings are projected to reach an astonishing $3 million. The Forbes Asia 30 Under 30 honoree has become the highest-earning Filipino tennis player of all time. What makes these numbers even more remarkable is the speed of her ascent. Just 2 years ago, Eala's career prize money was a fraction of what it is today. Her breakthrough semifinal finish at the 2025 Miami Open earned her $332,160, a sum that now seems almost modest compared to the millions she's accumulated. The $3 million figure represents not just prize money, but the total financial package that Eala has built through her extraordinary performances on the court and her growing marketability off it. Aryna Sabalenka, who has earned millions throughout her career, reportedly couldn't believe the numbers when she saw them. For a player who was virtually unknown on the global stage just 2 years ago to be approaching $3 million in annual earnings is nothing short of unprecedented in modern tennis. Eala's stunning Wimbledon performance didn't just fill her bank account. It catapulted her to new heights in the WTA rankings. By reaching the fourth round, she earned 240 WTA ranking points, moving from world number 32 to a career-high world number 28. This represents one of the most dramatic climbs in recent WTA history. What makes this achievement even more significant is that Eala achieved it on grass, historically her least comfortable surface. Her grass court season was nothing short of phenomenal. She captured the WTA 125 title in Birmingham and reached the semifinals of the Berlin Tennis Open before her historic Wimbledon run. In Berlin alone, she earned 195 ranking points and $66,030.95 in prize money. The consistency of her performances across multiple surfaces and tournaments has proven that her success is no fluke. Eala's rise to world number 28 means she will now be seated at the upcoming US Open, the fourth and final Grand Slam of the year. Breaking into the top 32 carries added significance as it virtually assures Eala of seeded status in Grand Slam tournaments and could earn her first-round buys in selected WTA events. This is a privilege she previously enjoyed when she climbed to a then career-best number 29 earlier this year. The rankings rise has also put Eala in the conversation as one of the most promising young players in the sport. At just 21 years old, she has already surpassed many players who have been on the tour for far longer. Aryna Sabalenka, who has held the world number 1 ranking for much of the year, now finds herself looking over her shoulder at a rising star who is closing the gap faster than anyone anticipated. The rankings don't lie. Eala is now firmly entrenched in the world's elite, and her trajectory suggests she's only going to climb higher. With the North American hard court swing approaching, including back-to-back WTA 1000 events in Toronto and Cincinnati, Eala has the opportunity to add even more points to her tally and potentially break into the top 20 before the end of the season. When Aryna Sabalenka heard about Alex Eala's $3 million earnings projection, the reaction from the Belarusian superstars camp was reportedly one of complete and utter disbelief, and who could blame her? Just 2 years ago, Eala was a promising junior player grinding her way through the lower tiers of professional tennis. Now she's earning at a level that rivals the sport's established elite. Sabalenka, who has been the dominant force in women's tennis throughout 2026, has watched Eala's rise with a mixture of respect and astonishment. The two players have crossed paths on multiple occasions this season, most notably at the Berlin Open, where both reached the semifinals. Eala's performances in Berlin were particularly impressive. She stunned world number 2 Elena Rybakina 6-3, 6-4 in the second round before claiming a 6-3, 6-4 quarterfinal win against 7th-ranked Elena Svitolina. Sabalenka, meanwhile, was eliminated in the other semifinal by Jessica Pegula, meaning the much-anticipated clash between the world number 1 and the rising Filipina never materialized. But the financial comparison between the two players is what has really caught everyone's attention. While Sabalenka has earned millions over her career, Eala is now earning at a rate that suggests she could soon surpass many of the tour's established stars in annual earnings. The $3 million figure, which includes endorsements from Nike, Babolat, and Nutrieza, puts Eala in a financial bracket that was previously reserved for the sport's elite. Sabalenka, who has been the world number 1 for much of the year, now finds herself sharing the spotlight with a player who, until recently, was barely on the radar. Eala's Wimbledon run, where she became the first Filipino to reach the fourth round of a Grand Slam in the Open era, has fundamentally changed the landscape of women's tennis. Sabalenka's disbelief is understandable. Eala has achieved in 18 months what takes most players a decade to accomplish. The Filipina's victory over defending champion Swiatek sent shockwaves through the sport, and her subsequent financial success has only added to the sense that a new era in women's tennis is dawning. With her historic Wimbledon run behind her and a bank balance that's the envy of the tennis world, Alex Eala is showing no signs of slowing down. The Filipina sensation has already moved on to the North American hard court swing, where she's competing in the Mubadala City DC Open in Washington, and true to form, she's already making waves. Eala opened her campaign with a stunning comeback victory over Olympic champion Jung Kin-wen, rallying from a set down to win 4-6, 6-4, 6-1. She followed that up by defeating defending champion Leylah Fernandez to reach the quarterfinals, securing $47,750 in prize money and 108 ranking points in the process. The Washington tournament serves as the opening stop of a busy hard-court schedule before the U.S. Open, which will be held from August 30th to September 13 in New York. Eala is also expected to compete in back-to-back WTA 1000 events at the Canadian Open in Toronto from August 2nd to 13 and the Cincinnati Open from August 13 to 23. Beyond the professional tour, Eala is also expected to spearhead the Philippine campaign in the 2026 Asian Games from September 19 to October 4th in Japan, where she aims to improve her 2 bronze performance from the previous staging of the event. Her career trajectory is nothing short of extraordinary. From a promising junior to a Grand Slam 4th rounder and WTA Top 30 player in just 2 years, the $3 million in annual earnings is just the beginning. Eala has already proven she can beat the best in the world, and her financial success is a testament to her marketability and the global appeal of her story. Aryna Sabalenka and the rest of the WTA Tour have been put on notice. Alex Eala isn't just here to compete, she's here to dominate. The 21-year-old has already achieved more than most players do in a lifetime, and she's only getting started. As Eala herself said after her Berlin quarterfinal win, "I think I'm getting better. I hope I'm getting better being exposed to this kind of level more often. It really pushes you to your limits and forces you to showcase what you've got." With her talent, work ethic, and now financial security, the sky is truly the limit for Alex Eala. If you enjoyed this latest tennis update and want to stay ahead of the biggest stories in the world, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to World Zone right now. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss a moment of the action. See you in the next video.